Welcome to SEADS Experts Talk Solution Series. I'm Sutiru. Indonesia is striving to make its new capital in East Kalimantan a model city to help in the transition to net zero, achieve climate resilience, and ensure economic prosperity for all. The new capital named Nusantara is 2,000 kilometers northeast of the current capital Jakarta. The Indonesian government envisions Nusantara as a smart and green city with a minimum of net zero emissions that can be replicated by other cities around the globe. Let us hear more about this ambitious plan from Nusantara National Capital Authority Chairman Bambang Susantono.
Mr. Bambang Susantono, welcome to the Expert Talk Solution Series.
It is a great pleasure for me also to join you today.
Thank you very much. So let us start the conversation with Indonesia's vision for Nusantara. Can you please describe the goal of the new capital to be carbon neutral by 2045?
Okay, so I think first of all, the movement of capital is not a standalone policy for Indonesia. It is part of the vision of 2045. On the net zero, yes, because this new capital has 5 characters. One is green, second one is smart. This is going to be a smart cities. The third one is inclusive because this is a city for all. And the fourth one is resilience. And the fifth one, of course, if we have the smart, green, inclusive, and resilience, we're going to have the sustainable kind of things, right? And the net zero is one of the green part of the city. So far, we are targeting 2045, but many of my colleagues from international organizations, saying that this is too conservative, and they're asking to be more, ambitious, so that it will be earlier than 2045.
Wow, that sounds amazing. It seems very ambitious as well. But Mr. Susantono, what are the major challenges in terms of turning this vision into a reality, and how yourself and authority deal with these challenges?
Yeah, this is of course very challenging, considering that to be a carbon neutral city, we have to, number one, transforming the 65% of the whole land area. We are, as a total area, the Nusantara has 256,000 hectares. That is 4 times larger than Jakarta, or 3.5 times larger than Singapore. And 65% of that will be tropical forests. So we have to transform the production forest that we have right now into tropical forests. Of course, this is cannot be overnight. It should be done over the time with the consistency and also certainty and clarity of the whole regulation, for example. So that one, because this is a long-term one, we have to be consistent in following our roadmap. Yeah? That's number one. So if we can have 65% of the whole area as a tropical forest, this area can be a carbon sink of the future. Now, the 25% only of that area is going to be a built-up environment, the city itself, right? The built-up city. And that's going to be a green city. We have to, again, strictly control the environment, strictly control the climate change standard. We do some mitigation and adaptation on that 25%. And if we can have a strict control of this 25% as the built-up environment, together with the 65% as a carbon sink, so we are in a good position to have a good net zero by certain years, right?
But what does it mean for other ASEAN cities? Because other ASEAN cities also struggle, in protecting their natural capital and cities, while a lot of, migration from the provincial part to the city, and they're struggling in terms of managing their city as well, and what they can learn from this experience.
I have to be honest that we are in the different position because we are starting from scratch, right? The other city has already their own problems. They already have some urban citizens and all the problems that related with cities. But in our case, we started from almost zero, right? But I think the principle will be there. If you can, for example, following all the mitigation and adaptation in cities, then you may be in a good positions to control your carbon dioxide emission. And in that case, you can lower down the CO2 emissions. And if you can, to some extent, mitigate this one, then it can be also a good net zero action plan for the city. And that needs also some support for all the elements of society.
Right. You mentioned several things I'm very interested in. So Nusantara is meant to be a replicable model for other city. But you mentioned there would be smart interconnecting city with development. So which one would you prioritize? Is it digital first, nature first, or people first?
I think they're all in an integrated and comprehensive way. We have to see this as a holistic, comprehensive, and also integrated plan. And between smart and green, I think they have to be goes hand in hand, right? And to do so, this is very interesting because we are going to apply all the new concepts of urban development. For example, the nature-based solutions, right? Or perhaps a spawn city concept where we can, put the water in one area, and then if we need the water, we can use that one. So having this new concept applied in the city, and we can learn from what is working and what is not working. And I think this is a lesson learned that can be valuable for other cities to follow. So they don't have to follow if there is some mistake or some request, and they can leapfrog to the implementations according to the lesson learned that we have. Yeah.
Right. So back from the planning to the citizenship level.
Yeah.
So what would be the benefit of the capital city that Indonesian citizens can look forward to?
So I think for most of Indonesians, seeing that this is a model of cities for tomorrow, that's in it is very exciting for them, because we're going to avoid all the problems in that are happening right now in the cities, and embark on a new ways of living in the 2045. A very simple example is that all the things that you have to do with the government, for example, if you need certificate of birth, certificate of marriage, and others, you can do it on the apps, right? So meaning that the certificate will come to you instead of you come to the office of the city hall or something like that. But more than that, for example, you want to go from A to B or C to D, you will use your apps, and then the bus at the time, we hope that we have the autonomous vehicles, will come also to the shelter or the bus stop nearest to you. And this is going to be a 10-minute city, meaning that people has to be able to reach in 10 minutes various destination for their own daily life. Yeah. So with that, I think that we can imagine that all the digital tools will help you on your day-to-day activities. Yeah.
It sounds like a more livable city. So would be my last question here. What is the general reaction from Indonesian citizens toward the new capital?
I think they can, most of them are very excited, right? To see whether this is going to be really happening, because we are talking about the long term, right? And what I tell them is that, look, we want to have a real livable city, a city where we can enjoy our life, right? But we want also to have a lovable city, a city that we can proud of, a city that we can love, meaning that the city has to have a soul, meaning that the city has to be vibrant and very friendly to us. And for that, I think many of them are very excited to see what's going to be happening in 2045. Yeah?
Mr. Bambang Susantono, thank you very much for spending time with us today. I look forward to seeing the extraordinary thing that you and your team will continue to do to make city more livable. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and it's my pleasure to host you next time in Nusantara.
Thank you very much. Looking forward.
Thank you everyone for joining us for this episode of SEAD Experts Talk Solutions. I'm Sutia. Goodbye.